What's up, y'all? What's up? Sorry, y'all. What's up, Mr. Andrew? Thank you. What's up, Matthew? How are you? Got 214 and 414. I think. I think Mr. Andrew's 414. Correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Andrew. But I'm 90% sure. Too far. Nope, 4. Yeah, that's you. Awesome. I'll send you a link here shortly, sir. Just remind me. I wonder if I can post it here. Hang on. Let me see if I can do this. Oh, that's what I was going to do. I'm going to send it to myself so I can post it in the chat. And yes, I know that's quite strange, but I send shit to myself all the time. I don't lose it that way. Hi, Shane. How are you? Thank you, Shane. Yeah, McChili's. He was in the other room watching Bad Chad. Now I wonder if I can pin this down here when it pops up. Well, how do I do that? That's not doing it. Hold on, y'all. That's not what I want. I know there's a way to do it, and I just don't know how. Oh, I think I got to do it on here. There we go. Does that work, though, if y'all click on it? Can you click on it? No. How's everybody doing tonight? I was arguing with it. Don't mind me. Clearly, my link's not going to work the way I wanted it to, but that's okay. Technology rather rarely cooperates. Hi, Miss Charlene. You told me to make sure I tagged you, so that's what I was doing. And boy, that lag is terrible. Let me see if it gets any better if I refresh. Not really. I wonder why it didn't work. Because that didn't work. I'll just have to put it in y'all's inbox because I can't figure out why it's not working. If anybody wants it, the studio is open. We're just hanging out. I've got some White Widow tonight because Mac 1 was the one for last week. Or from yesterday, and then we got some OMG flour, I think. Thank you, Miss Charlene. And it is open studio. If anybody wants the link, I'll send it to you. I tried to put it in there, but it didn't work that way. I'm not doing too bad, Mr. Charles. How are you? We're just hanging out and visiting, celebrating 1 year of the private page. And I figured we like to do a late show once in a while, so. Pandora must think I'm in the mood for country music today. Thank you for tagging people, Shane and Charlene. I appreciate y'all. Oh, goodness. Anybody got any fun plans this weekend? What's everybody doing? I was watching Bad Chad before I come out here. Hi, Miss Amanda. Thank you, my dear. How are you? Miss Amanda's red eye 434. And Miss Charlene's 254, if I didn't say that. I think I did, though, but I don't remember. I'm not sure who all's up this late, but it's not really late, but it is. Depends on where you live.
Not me, I'm going to sleep.
McChilly says he's going to sleep, y'all. Holly is. She's all curled up on my shoes over there. Like I'm going to run away somewhere or something. Oh, does it work? All right. Cool beamers. I wasn't sure if it did or not. It's an open studio, and I put the link and I pinned it like other people do at the bottom of the comments. But it's not blue on my phone, so I wasn't sure if anybody could use it or not. I told him if it didn't work to let me know, and I'd send it to him. Hi, Miss Cheryl. Everybody say goodnight, McChilly. Yeah, but see, Shane, he'll lay down now, and he'll take a power nap for about an hour, and then he'll be up till 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. It's only 9:30 here. He'll be back up by midnight. How was your day, Mr. Beer? And yes, Brittany told me how to pronounce your sent me an audio file of how to say your name, but I'm going to stick to calling you Matthew Beer. I like bonus nachos better. Nacho sounds really good. I think I might have to make McChilly make me some chicken fajita meat tomorrow.
I like it that way it Mississippi up.
Well, that's beside the point, though.
You go fuck with her, so she shouldn't fuck with you.
Put it over some nacho Doritos with some chicken fajita meat and some onions. Or are we having shit on a shingle tomorrow?
I don't know what we're having.
You always had shit on a shingle.
You have whatever you want from us.
We'll worry about tomorrow when tomorrow gets here, I guess. I'm just hanging out, chilling, listening. Well, trying to listen to some Jelly Roll, but Pandora's being stubborn. Goodness, y'all, I'm sorry. Okay. All right, Shane, hold on. We'll fix that. Oh, I heard a boop. Hello, sir. How are you?
Yo, what up? Congrats on 1 year. What's up, everybody? Hope you guys are doing well. Hopefully, y'all
Thanks.
can see me a little dark this time.
Yeah, we can see you though.
All right, perfect.
But it's late for some people. What's up, Mr. Jamie? Hi, Miss Cindy. I grew up eating SOS too. My dad used to
Most
cut the
likely,
toast.
I'm gonna turn this light on. I just gotta see if y'all can even see. Yeah, I'm gonna turn this light on real quick.
My dad used to take the toast and cut a hole in the middle of it and fry the egg and then put the gravy over the top.
Oh yeah, it's amazing like that.
Nachos are the best too, though. Stoners always talk about food. This one started out with food. Oh.
All right. All right.
Oh, excuse
You
me.
guys should be able to see me much clearer now.
I'm not doing too bad, Mr. Jamie. How are you? Oh, I gotta put some dabs in my lid.
All right. Let me put these comments to where I can see them. All right. What up, Cheryl? What up, Nubs? What up, Brittany? Hope you
Well,
all
I
are
miss
doing
Brittany,
well.
but be safe driving home from work, my dear. We're just hanging out.
I'm about to do it down.
Ready? That's what I'm doing. I'm putting
I
some
should
in
have
my
cleaned
lid.
this before I got on. Oh well.
It's all right.
Let me mute this real quick to clean it.
Well, I don't know. It's probably dinner time at your house, Miss Cheryl. It's almost 10 o'clock here.
Man, it's still early for me. It's barely about to be 7:45. I just finished my dinner.
Yeah, see. So.
I had me some queso shrimp tacos, so it's so good. I'm gonna stop talking about food though. I ain't trying to make no one hungry.
All right, Miss Brittany. We'll see you in a little bit. Hi, Mr. Wood. How are you? It's nice to see you.
Hey,
Hi, Max. You?
how you doing?
I'm hacking along. But that's what happened. How are you today, sir?
I'm doing all right.
Oh,
Just
your
relaxing out.
your package should be there on Saturday.
All right. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. And I shouldn't say your package. Miss Brittany's package will be there on Saturday.
Right.
Just because.
Yeah, I tell her all the time. Every time she wins, I'm like, that's my package. She's like, no, it's mine. I won. And I'm like, all right, we'll split it.
Well, that's because what's yours is hers and what's hers is yours, right?
Yeah.
I miss nobody. Is it Miss Brittany? Well, then I hope it actually shows up on Saturday because that'd make a nice birthday present.
Yeah.
Oh,
Then I got stuff coming from Twisted too.
there you go. Twisted's usually pretty good.
Oh, and I got my new
Thank you, Chris Trailer.
my what is it called? Oh, my freezable bong.
Yeah.
Well, Brittany broke my freezable bong, my new bong that I just bought. She broke it by accident, so I got a new one. So I got that coming too. I can't wait for it.
There you go. Hi, Miss Charlene. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
Not too bad.
Now, do I need the camera straight up and down or sideways?
You can do it either way.
Okay.
Whichever way is easier for you, because I'm on a laptop, so mine always shows up this way.
Okay.
Oh,
So that works good.
that's what I tell McChilly too. That he might get it, but it still had my name on it. But then when the wins come with his name on them, I told him it doesn't matter whose name's on the envelope. It's okay. Because what are you doing, Hubba? Hubba done abandoned us for the recliner, y'all. I won't see her for about 4 hours. What's everybody smoking on? Goodness.
I'm still smoking on the raspberry cream donuts, which is more like moon rocks, actually. It's just so encrusted with keef and everything that the way they made it that way. So I'm just using it like a moon rock and I'm smoking it. Ooh, it's so good.
That sounds good.
It does. I love my moon rocks. I load chillums with moon rocks and it'll last me 3-4 days because I layer the moon rocks with a little bit of flour and just slowly, yeah.
Nope, I love moon rocks. I'll smoke moon rocks all day long.
Moon rocks are amazing. But you got the hard part about moon rocks is they are a pain in the ass to make and finding somebody that actually wants to make them.
And I'm smoking
Yeah.
it. Ooh.
See, I feel like out here we have a shitload of moon rocks, but there's not very many that are done right.
And
You want,
see,
yeah. Pookie has the best moon rocks. He makes them out of Mac 1 most times. He loves his Mac 1. And and they're to die for. And he makes them right. He makes them right.
Yep. I like Mac 1.
You know who Pookie is? That's Brandon. I forget his last name. He does one of the waffle shows and stuff. He's on often. I think
And
Derek is the
honestly,
last name.
I was about to say the name sounds familiar, but I'm not exactly sure who he is. But we put a pot on his head. We'll figure out who he is.
There you go. I actually haven't invited all my friends in my other group here because I kind of like being just me here and not have to deal with other personalities. I'm learning new personalities.
I know how that goes.
Yeah. So,
Miss Brittany, it's hard to keep them here. Except for lately, I've been in more of a flower mood lately than I have a dab mood. And I don't understand why.
Here's to 1 year.
Thank you. Hey, I'll heat the seahorse back up. I just had to get a drink of my Dr. Pepper.
A little bit of wax fell on my leg. That burnt me.
Yeah, you gotta be careful. It gets hot. I go through periods like that where I can't keep them in stock either. I'm getting.
I'll be right back.
Out.
See if I can get a little more light in here.
Ooh, I was aiming for White Widow, but that one had some Mac 1 in it.
I'm gonna start growing 2 plants this week.
What you're growing?
It's a strand from green crack and
That's better.
something else mix. I forget. I got it from Twisted. I got it written down. And
Are they
then
photos?
the other one is pretty much just a seat that I don't know, remember what it was that I got, but it was a female seat that I got through one of the sites. I forget what it's called, but I got that one too.
Mystery weed. Oh,
Yeah, pretty much.
sometimes those are the best ones, though.
Yep.
I'm trying to read their names.
Oh, you got ammo dabs over. Oh, wait, over here,
Mhm.
and then Matthew's down here. Oh, over. Yeah.
Hold on, give me a minute.
What's his
I'm checking
name?
the baby.
Yeah, you better go check on that baby. He's liable to get into something. He hears me and wants to know why he can't see me. That's what it is. He hears my voice and he's like, I know she's there. Where's she at? That's my
So
buddy.
how y'all been doing today?
Not too bad. Been hanging out, relaxing. I
There
went
you
to
go.
Burger King. And then I wished I hadn't. Oh.
Man, I went to Burger King last night.
Sorry.
I was disappointed. And I hate to say that because I used to love Burger King. But I went and it's just not what it was.
Mhm.
No, it's not. But they've had some pretty good deals and they've been doing pretty good. But today they just, yeah. I'm over it.
So, Lynn, I wanted to talk to you about the blue stickers, collecting 8 small blue stickers. Now, you started this January 1st, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And it's the end of March, and I am there twice a week, and I am on the wheel twice a week,
Yes, ma'am.
and I have not yet received one blue sticker, nor have I even received a new sticker pack. I did get stickers with something I won, but I won. It must have been that versus. So for you to make it 8 stickers, it's going to take someone multiple years to collect 8 stickers is what my point is.
I have one. I got one. I've been
Maybe
around for a while and I only have one.
Maybe
A married couple possibly could do it faster, of course, because they get 2 chances.
Well, like maybe me and McChilly will have to talk about that tomorrow when he wakes.
Yeah, just food for thought. I'm just, I've been just kind of mulling that around since you started it. And I'm like, okay, let's see how many blue stickers I get,
Well, I'm not sure who this is, but when their camera finishes loading, we'll let them back up. Oh, there it goes. There we go. Hi, Shane. How are you?
Pod Eye, the Stoner Man. There you go.
That's what I said. I wasn't sure who it was until his face loaded. Then that's Shane.
I had to get real close right now to read that.
Right.
Oh, no. We got people getting kicked out of the live and they can't find it again. Hey, at least I'm not disappearing like I did yesterday, y'all. Because I tell you what, we were playing peekaboo yesterday. And StreamYard was
See, for some reason, I don't get my notifications until like an hour after the show started. And it's like that with everyone. It does that with everyone, even if it's like one of my personal friends going live.
Hi, Mr. Timothy. Hi,
I
Weirdo.
don't understand.
413.
A lot of it goes by your history. Have you been in Facebook jail often?
Nope.
So recently, Facebook's AI flagged me.
Never heard of Facebook jail.
And they put me on a ban to where I couldn't go live or join calls. But they recently just resolved it, saying, "Oops, we made a mistake." Like, bro, you done banned my thing for 24 days, and all you're gonna say is, "Oops, my bad."
The reason I ask is because Jason, who is running one of the groups I'm in, he's gotten so many marks on him. Well, he changed his name and just made up a makeup name, Jason something else. And I got his notifications right away. I never got them before. So it's all about who you are and how Facebook, looks at you, really. That's my opinion. Based on what I've seen in other groups and whatever, that's what I've seen. Does
Yeah, I
that mean
got
you
flagged
know that?
because I said, "Hey, I'm gonna go live if anybody would like to come watch or join."
Yeah.
And they flagged it for me promising false winnings and trying to promote gambling. And I was just like, "What? Like, what is it?" I don't even gamble. The most I do is sometimes I'll buy like $1 lottery ticket or something, you know.
Well, and
That's
God,
about
one of
it.
them was for
But
nudity.
yeah,
One of
they
them was about nudity. I mean,
that's crazy.
he was the last person I ever expected to get flagged by Facebook because he's a business account. He runs it like a business, and he doesn't. There's not a lot of shit that gets thrown around either. So I don't know, but they got him.
Y'all want to see a nice charger? Well, it's
Yep.
nice in my opinion.
Hold on
So
one
my-
second.
my-
Shane,
my fiance loves
hold on a second, Ammo. I keep muting you, Shane, because you have a lot of feedback and it's really loud. But they were talking, so I didn't want to interrupt.
I was wondering where that was coming from.
I was trying to figure it out. I was taking turns muting each one of y'all, trying to figure out where it was coming from. So sorry.
So I got this thing from my fiance because she likes to eat these all the time. I just happened to see it.
Hey, how you doing?
Hi, Brittany. How are you?
It's a cup of noodle.
There you go. That is kind of cool.
Charger. Cool.
Yeah.
I made it safe.
That's good. Do you have a good day?
I got one, but it's a Swedish fish. The candies.
Oh, that's cool too. I don't like the candy, but that's still a cool idea.
I used to like them as like when I was younger, but I don't care for them now. They're too sweet now.
Welcome back, Miss Cheryl. And hi, Mr. Michael, in case you didn't hear me over everything.
What pot?
And how are you today, weirdo? I hope you had a good day.
Oh, excuse me.
Oh, I'm knocking shit over, y'all. You're welcome, Miss Cheryl.
Look at my kitty.
My kitty's sleeping. She abandoned me.
Yeah, these two.
Oh, hi, baby. Hi, Miss Jazz. That's Red Eye 444. Roll top desk flight. Okay, now I'm confused, but that's all right.
They said nobody's been rolled out. They don't know what is going on with their end of stuff. And I showed them the email and everything. I'm like, I'm a little confused because I received this early this morning, and then I got keys while I was at work today. I got all the papers to fill out for this new job because, like, nobody has been like disqualified from the position. Like,
Anybody got any cool plans this week besides work and smoking? Because that's everybody's plan, I think.
Same shit, different day.
Pretty much. I got a coffee cup that I love. It says it's just another day in paradise.
Yeah, my mom. Every time Brittany was.
Shit, I just went to I took my fiance and the kids to Bay Aquarium this last weekend. It was our first time, all of us. It was pretty neat.
Nice.
But we're supposed to go to Six Flags.
I don't know.
This weekend.
What's up, Smoka? You hear me?
What state do you live in?
I talked to my mom. My mom said,
I'm from California. I'm right here in Tulare County.
Okay.
Hi, Miss
Yeah.
Violet.
So I'm like in between LA and Fresno is where I'm at.
Yeah.
Red eye 316 and 316.5. Then you got 397 and 401. And then you got 138 and 138.5. Sorry. I had to stop and think about that one for a second. Y'all's chit chat, and I still
I don't
got
know
some.
how you remember everybody's. That's crazy.
Because, in all honesty, I have a cheat sheet, and I use it all the time.
That makes sense.
What?
I was saying hi to everybody, and he asked how I remembered my numbers. I muted you because you and Brittany were talking, and I didn't want,
Oh, all right. My bad.
You're all right. That I just figured that was a private conversation, and you'd wave at me or something to get my attention when you were done.
Yeah.
You sold a camp trailer today? There you go.
Yeah.
Can't beat that.
I need
That
to
sounds
give
like
me
it's
one of
been
them.
a couple days.
That's what I need.
Yeah, hashtag weirdos. I'm gonna find somewhere to use that when I'm doing a giveaway, and I'm gonna load the clicker picker one of these times on the show just to put that hashtag in and see how many people actually do it. But I'm not doing it tonight because that's too much work.
All right, I'm probably gonna go and spend some time with the old lady.
All right. Well, y'all have fun.
Going.
I'll see you guys.
Thanks for popping up. We'll see
Nice
you later.
meeting you.
Yep, nice meeting you too. Bye bye.
Bye.
Good night. And then there was
For those of
3.
you that didn't catch that, that was Mr. Matthew Beer, Red Eye 214, and his beautiful wife, Red Eye 289. And the baby that's still awake is going to be Red Eye 420 in 20 years. Because he's had a pot on his head since before he was born. So, but you got to be 21 to get in the Red Eye Club. I'm sorry. It's just the way the rules work.
Yeah.
And her due date was actually 420. He was just stubborn and didn't come for a few extra days. So, my 420 baby. Well, he's my 420 baby too, and he's not even mine. Oh.
Hey. In our family group, we have a couple of babies. They're our babies.
Yeah.
We share them with all of us.
Yep.
You know.
He's adorable. He's got a couple Red Eye onesies too.
There you go.
I do believe he's got a pendant too. Believe it or not, his daddy bought him a pendant.
Oh, my pendant.
Yes.
My pendant. You mentioned that, and I'm like, I meant to put it on after my shower, but I forgot.
I took mine off because I took a nap earlier.
No.
I
I decided
sleep with it on because it gets tangled around my neck, or else Holly decides it's a play toy in the middle of the night.
Yeah. I don't sleep with it purposefully. I've gone to bed stoned with it on, and got in bed and said, well, I don't want to put it somewhere, just leave it on, and I went to sleep, kind of thing.
That's what I did. I fell out one night and I woke up with Holly batting it the next morning. She was just sitting on my couch. I was like, yeah, we're not doing that again.
No.
I'll be right back. I got my wife calling me.
All right. Is it really Miss Jazz? Hi, Miss Debbie Pot. Jeremy, your gizmo's adorable. How are you, you pretty little dirty pothead number 7? Excuse me. That nickname took me a couple weeks to learn.
My birthday's 4/18.
Oh, well, there you go. I'll have to remember that. I need to put up a post and get everybody's birthdays. That's what I need to do. Miss Cheryl, there is a picture of it on the private page wall and on his private profile, I do believe. It's adorable. If you like Gizmo, he's got a little rig, looks like Gizmo. Oh, my leg itches. Sorry, y'all. Excuse me.
Yeah. I need to get myself it's an elliptical thing for your legs. So you sit and the machine actually does the moving for you because I have so much pain with my back. I don't move enough, and there's nothing wrong with my legs. My legs are just fine as long as I keep them moving so that the muscle doesn't atrophy. You know what I mean? So that's my next big purchase. I've got it all picked out.
There you go. See, I think I'd say I need one of them, but see, I have pain in my back so bad some days that I can't move, but I can't feel my legs. I haven't felt my toes in almost over a year. And it's spread to where I can't feel most of my feet. So I'm pretty sure, my doctors are like, how are you still walking? I'm like, well, they're not broken, so they should work just fine, right? Regardless of whether they're numb, they should work just fine. They're not broken. Right?
Yeah. There you go.
So who knows? But I understand the being down in your back, man. That shit sucks.
It does. And it goes from one thing to the other. I get my center spine nerve correction done, and then I get a sciatica in the right side. And I finally get that fixed, and then I get one on the left side. So it's a never-ending battle. There's always something that's not functioning right. It pisses me off.
That's the other thing they never told us as kids, that once you grow up, you hit a certain mark and your body starts falling apart instead of staying together.
Especially based on how much you abused your body when you were younger.
And most of us were daredevils, and did some not so smart things that we're glad we didn't have smartphones to record back in the good old days.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I can remember, we hung out with this whole group of people. And so the girls would always want to ride with me because I had a shop car. And so I would make them all write notes saying that they got in my car freely of their own choice, and that their parents could not sue me if we got in a car accident. Something stupid like that. Some little ditty, all stoned, I would think of what I wanted it to say, and I'd make everybody sign one, and then they could come in my car.
My dad used to actually make people fill out the permission slip to hang out with my children.
Wow.
That gave all the parents information and the whole 9 yards. If we were going somewhere with somebody, they had to fill out one of them forms first. I was like, Dad. He was like, they fill it out or you don't go. I was like, can I fill it out? He was like, nope, they have to fill it out.
Yeah.
It's like, you don't know their mom's name. You don't know.
Yeah.
Used to do silly, stupid things like jumping off of dams and
crazy shit. Crazy shit.
Things that I look back on now and I go, it makes me wonder why in the world I ever did that.
I know. We used to have those flying saucers, and of course my father bought me mine wasn't made out of the tin that bent. Mine was made out of heavier metal. So of course it was heavier to haul up the hill, but my friend and I, we had these like cliff hills in our yard. So we would go off a cliff type thing and slide all the way down it, not wonder what's going to happen to our back and our tailbones and whatever with all that smashing around going down the thing pretty steep.
We just knew it was fun and it was well worth the climb to do it.
One day playing in this, there was a new area. We had a few acres of land, and my father had a business on the property too. So there was like this. Someone must have needed some fill, so my father must have sold them some of this hill to take for fill. And so it was like a new place, a new fun place for us. So we played all day on this hill. I got home and my mother said, "Oh, by the way, where they just dug the sand, and do not play over there because that whole hill could collapse on you." I said, "Oh no, I wouldn't do that, Mom." Sand out of my shoes,
See, at that point in time, I'd have probably looked at him and gone, "Well, you should have told me that this morning because it's kind of too late for that." But I won't go back, I promise. I had a habit of telling on myself when I was a kid. They were like, well, don't do this. And I was like, well, you're too late. Sorry. Been there, done that.
My daughter was that way. All the parents asked her what happened because she would start it by me and Johnny and Susie and Tina did blah, 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 blah. So she always included herself so they knew she was telling the truth, you know?
Yep. Oh. Sorry. I got to readjust here.
So some of you people, come on up.
I was about to say, Shane keeps trying, but then his camera won't load or his microphone won't load. He keeps having problems. I appreciate you popping up to say hello. We did have quite a few people come up tonight.
You did.
Told you go outside, don't die, and be home when the street lights came on. Yeah, pretty much.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And if you were sick and you had to be in the house, the rules were you could be seen but not heard. But they would prefer if you were not seen either. Better off stay in your room, but if you had to be in the front room, you had to be seen and not heard. But those were the good old days.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I had a bike and I would ride all over the place. My dad had a pickup truck, so if I got too far and got to the point where it was starting to get later, I could call Dad and say, my mother would say, you go. So my father would come and say, you go at your service. That's what your mom says, you go, and I come and pick you up.
Yeah, there you go. Not me. I didn't actually start riding a bike until I was an adult. See, Jess, I did too. I lived out in the country, but the middle of my trailer park, there was 4 trailers, and right in the middle of the part of the 4 trailers was one street light. It was the only one for like 3 miles. So if we weren't home when that light came on. We only had about a 30-minute window, and Dad was like, nope, guess what? When the street light come on, we had to be within visible distance of the house, meaning he could go outside and look one way or the other, and he had to see us coming or we were in trouble.
I used to try the old watch thing when I was late for like the 5 o'clock, supper time one. I would always set my watch back to the right time. And, like I thought they were stupid. I did it multiple times. You know what I mean? It took a while for her to finally call me on it. How's that? She let me use it as an excuse.
A few times.
Oh, I must have forgot to wind my watch because you had to wind watches back then. They didn't have batteries. When I was a kid.
I used to have a watch you had to wind.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what happened to it. I had it in high school because I thought it was the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness gracious, y'all. I feel like I'm going to sneeze, so if I sneeze, I'm sorry.
I'm doing the same thing over here.
Some
I
people
keep grabbing the tissue, blowing my nose over here off screen.
I try not to, but it's unavoidable sometimes.
Yeah.
That bad choice has given me an upset stomach. I don't want it anymore.
So you want to do a dab?
We can do a dab. Cornfield across the street. There you go, Miss Jazz. Oh, see, there was 4 trailers, and then the closest house was, a mile down the road was the strawberry farm. And then 2 miles down the road was the river. Depending on the temperature, I would usually start out at the strawberry farm, and at lunchtime I would quit and go to the river. Because they used to let us pick them. We could pick them by the little buckets fulls, and if we only picked 3 buckets full, we only got paid for 3 buckets full.
Well, that was nice.
I see a finger. There
How's
you
that?
go. There you go.
Keeps telling me my Wi-Fi is like whatever. It says to move all the way to the damn router. Why should I move up to the damn router when Wi-Fi should be all through my house?
It should be. But earlier you just had so much bad feedback. I was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, well, the first time when I tried to log in, it kept like pausing and freezing and pausing, and then it come up unreliable, unstable network connection. Move closer to your router and stuff. I'm like, bullshit.
The Squatch Watch. I remember doing that when we went camping.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you. I was telling everybody last night it's been a lot longer than a year, but it's only been a year since we've had the private page.
It's hard to believe it's been a year already.
I
Time
know.
goes so.
But the Red Eye Club's been around, what, 3-4 years, something like that?
Guys and girls come together like a diamond and pearl.
I know this time last year I only had 200. I only had like 240 people or something. No, I had your next. Brittany was already part of it last year. So maybe 300. We're almost to the 500. Then we apply for the Guinness World Record, y'all.
There you go. We got to get everybody alive at once. That would be cool.
That'd be a task for some of them people I haven't spoken to in 2-3 years.
Yeah, I guess this is true too. I didn't think about that situation.
And some of them people put pots on their heads and then I never even seen them again. Some of them people I don't even know who they are. I just know they were members of, you know.
I don't think there's any platform that's out there that streams that you could stream from that would allow you to have that many members up there.
No, probably not. Oh, that's yep. What's up, Block? How are you?
Skunk.
Oh, that looks pretty good.
It's tasty.
Yeah. Block, what you gonna do without your little chubs out here to run your errands for you now? My neighbors are moving, y'all, and I'm sad. I love my neighbors. I have good neighbors, and they're leaving. At least some of them are leaving. The rest of the good neighbors here, the ones across the hall, are leaving.
If they're closer than 5 miles in any direction, they're no good.
Yeah, no, I like my neighbors. I have good neighbors. They got me a
too.
cake last year for my birthday. They got the bakery across the street to put a pot leaf on it.
I like my neighbors on the other side of the mountain.
Well, I live in the country, so or in the city, so I don't have mountains, you know.
Well, I can't really say mountains here where I am. We do way up in the northern part of the state. Of course, they had Adirondacks and stuff. Down here, more like hills. But you know, I like my
And I live in
privacy.
Florida, so there's no mountains here.
If I want to run in my yard naked, burning a bong and cranking my music at 300 decibels, I want to do it. That's all. I don't want the neighbor looking out the window calling the cops and having somebody rush over with a straitjacket to drag my ass off to jail.
We have one of them on the other side of the fence out here. If we have too much fun in the summertime, she calls cops.
Yeah, I've had that happen.
They usually come out and tell us that we're aggravating the neighbor, and we're like, yeah, we know.
I had one time, whoa, I've fallen and I can't get up.
Jane's throwing us around.
Yeah, I did one time. I had a neighbor come over. I cranked my music up. Didn't really think much about the neighbors, you know, because nobody ever said a word to me about it. All of a sudden, it was like 2 o'clock in the morning, and I hear this really loud, obnoxious banging on my door. And I run out there and I yank the door open. I'm like, what in the fuck are you doing banging on my door like that? They're like, my daughter's sleeping next door. I'm like, okay. So why are you banging on my door like that for? Well, you're playing music loud. Did it wake your daughter? No. Okay, then why are you fucking bugging me?
If I wake up the child, that's one thing. As long as the child's not being woken up, leave me alone.
If they're asleep, it's not loud enough to wake them. Some people have no logic. I don't know. And no humor, but that's okay too.
That's very true. Hey, look here. Hold on, Miss Cheryl.
What?
Give me a second, Miss Cheryl.
Are you still down there and want to see my little gizmo?
It was pretty.
I love Gizmo. I think he's adorable.
Dabrig.
Well, you could
He's
make.
supposed to be stoned out. He's supposed to be stoned out of his gourd.
He looks like it. You too.
It's so cute.
Yeah, that,
Is my
he
music too
weighs
loud?
almost 4 pounds in glass.
Oh no! See, I'd drop him. He'd have to go in my cabinet because I'd end up dropping him and breaking him. Because I'm clumsy like that. Jeremy's got him.
This
Miss
is-
Cheryl. He's up here.
This is his box.
Johnson, your rose
He
glistening.
wouldn't live in his box. His box would be in a different place. He'd be center place in my cabinet. That's cool
Is
too.
my music loud?
Gizmo's inside the
It's
dot.
a little bit loud, but it'll be all right. That's cool.
There's Gizmo inside the dot. And then he's made with he's got a wigwag all the way around that's the same colors that the Gizmo was made out of.
There you go. That's cool.
Todd Hensley is the glass maker that made my rig.
I got somebody
Really?
trying to make me a red eye carb cap.
Yep. Hey, Todd's really good with eyeballs.
Ryan Smith is working on it.
Yeah.
I was on one of the pages and seen where he was doing some really cool stuff with carb caps, and I was like, hey, because I asked all our red eye glass blowers, and none of them do carb caps, so I asked all them first.
You know, my guy makes some really nice carb caps.
Well,
Brian can't.
Now, Brian can do them, but he doesn't. He said he'd rather
Prefer
not.
to.
Yeah, because I asked him and I asked Scott Burns, because those are the only two glass blowers that are in the Red Eye Club, and they both said they probably could, but they'd rather not. And I was like, okay, no big thing. I was like, I just wanted to ask you before I went out and asked somebody
Outside.
Right.
Well, that's like all the people I asked about even making me a Gizmo Pendy, and then I ran into Todd, and I was like, man, I need to get me a Gizmo piece made. He was like, oh, out of this brown. He showed me all the colors except for the flesh tone, because he's a glass maker too. So he's like, dude, there's no way to get an actual flesh tone of glass and that kind
You
of
got to mix
bulk.
it up yourself.
Mhm.
No,
So
Mr.
that's why
Mack,
my Gizmo. That's why my Gizmo has brown ears instead of pink ears, and his feet and his hands are all marble eyes. And if you don't like it, he said there's the middle finger. I sent him a picture of my tattoo. I got a tattoo of Gizmo on my leg flipping the bird.
Yeah.
He was like, dude, I'll make you a Gizmo stoned out of his mind flipping the bird.
Can't beat that. And Mr. Matthew, I know it's adorable. My red-eyed double. Yeah, you can't have it though. It's right there in my cabinet with all my skull bongs. You can't have it. I love it. Mr. Don Williams found it. It's two red eyes. It's a pipe, and I love it. I have an obsession with glass. Y'all just don't understand.
Yeah, Todd Handel can make.
It's too
Can make
Yes, it is an expensive habit, but
yeah, glass is very expensive habit. Believe me,
No,
I'm
I
sitting on a lot of it.
You know, I get it. I understand the time, the effort, the materials it takes, the hard work, the fuel and everything they use. But
yeah. But when you find them few pieces that you just fall in love with, it's well worth it.
Right. My issue is just because of my only disability income. You know, I can't afford to go out and spend three,
Oh.
$4, $5 on some nice custom glass and stuff. So, I mean, you
1,500 more like it.
I'll keep that in mind, Matthew. See, that's no fair
When-
play. That's no fair play in the Oakley card.
when you go to a head shop, and you see they got all these $10, $15 glass pipes and bull. It's not really glass. That's that Japanese or Chinese crap and stuff. And who knows what kind of heavy metals and poisons are in them. I don't want them.
No.
Yep. That's why I have Scott Burns pieces. Now I have a Todd Hensley piece.
I've got one from Scott Burns. The only thing I have from Brian so far is my pendant. I gotta get. I don't have anything. And I got Christopher Robin's pendant.
Oh, I got a bunch of Christopher Robin pendies.
I've only got one. I won it at a giveaway somewhere. I don't even remember where I won it at. But I've got one of his mushrooms. I believe it's a blue one. It's over there in the cabinet with my glass blown jewelry.
Yeah, I've got. What was that?
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was trying to add up. I won like 7 or 8 of them, but I won quite a few anyway. Mushroom pennies of Christopher Robin Hoovers. I brought when I went down just before Thanksgiving. Clayton, my friend who passed away, we went down to visit the professor and had a little friendsgiving, and I brought down a bunch for him and said, "Here, you throw these in some giveaways."
Oh, Professor Lee?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's my boy. Me and him, we get along pretty good.
That's right, Brittany. You should tell him because one of these times he's going to use that card. I'm going to be like, nope, you've used that card one too many times. No fair pulling the baby card.
Yeah.
Matthew's trying to talk me into sending him my red eye pipe because Oakley needs it next collection. No.
Yeah.
It's still too new. I love my red eye pipe. And here, hold on. For those of you that don't know what Mr. Matthew's talking about.
I broke a lot of glass. I tend to be a real lazy prick, and I don't clean them, and I smoke them until I can't hit through them no more, and then. Oh, those are cool.
It's a pipe.
Yep. The spoon's just a little.
It's just a little spoon that looks like eyeballs.
But they're red eyes, so I love my red eyes. I'll put them back in a cabinet when I get done. I've got a couple of pieces, Shane, from that I won one piece, and I guarantee you could probably throw it across the wall or into a concrete floor and it will not break because he did it before he sent it to me.
I don't know if you can see it. It's
yeah, I see it. It's got a Morty sticker. It's got a sticker on it of some kind.
Yeah, Rick and Morty. It's Morty.
That's what I thought. That is a good thick one. I got one of them in the cupboard over there.
Yeah, I like them. But the problem was my very first time I ever went to a head shop, it was a college town about, I don't know, 25 minutes away from me. And I walked in and I'm just looking around. Of course, you know, they got all these signs up. It says, don't say the word weed. Don't say the word pot. Don't say this. Don't say that. If you do this, no sales. You're out the door, blah, blah, blah. So you're scared to death because you have no idea what the hell to say. And so I'm like, man, I want to check out some of these things. He's like, oh, the balls? And I'm like, yeah, the balls, man, whatever. You know, your sign says don't say. And he's like, well, yeah, we just got to kind of. And I'm like, well, I get that, dude. But you know what? When people come in here, especially me, who are like new people to the area, new to the head shops and all that. We come in, we're terrified. We don't know what the hell to say. We're afraid to talk.
Right.
He says, well, we got this perfect bowl for you right here in glass. They're non-breakable. He picks it right up, whips it at the floor, and it shattered into pieces. And he just started laughing, and I started laughing. I says, well, I guess I don't want one of those.
Right, Brittany?
He says, well, we replace it free. And I says, yeah, but I'm the prick that's got to drive 25 miles each way, another trip to come and get it.
Right? Oh, goodness. I think I'm going to
Yeah.
reload my.
Hi to everybody in comments. I can't see them.
Miss Brittany's saying that Oakley's not even a year old. He doesn't need that pipe in his collection.
Bullshit.
Oh, it's
That's the starter kit.
No, that's my pipe. Don't play the big card. Mine. Pops found it, and he said when he seen it, he knew he had to get it because he knew exactly where it was going to end up.
I was in when I started smoking, I was just about 12. Somewhere between 12 and 13. My uncles picked me up. Little pricks. Thought it'd be cool. And my uncle had a beer ball. Back in the day, they had, you remember the beer balls?
Nice, good old plastic beer balls.
And he put an air
Pump
pump
it
in
and
this
chug
beer.
it.
Somehow they managed to make this beer ball into a power bong thing with an air pump and a gas mask. I'm 12 years old, even seen weed in my life. And I get in there and they're all hitting this thing. You know, I'm sitting at the table around 5 uncles and they're laughing and having a grand old time and talking. I'm like, hey, what are you guys doing here? You know, oh yeah, you want to try? They put the thing on my face. They blast me all up, drag me home to grandma's house, dump me off in the driveway and say, don't let grandma see your eyes. Like, uh-oh. So I go up the stairs and I walk in the house and I'm on the couch, you know, and back then it was like early 80s, just coming out of the 70s with really strong, seemed like really strong weed. And I'm on the couch, all fucking couch locked. And my grandma walking out of her room, she's like, what? And never mind, them motherfuckers. She says, you just go to sleep, you'll be fine. Then probably about 6 months later, I came home from school early one day, walked in the door, walked in, you say, hey, I'm here, surprise. And there was grandma and mom in the bedroom smoking a bowl. So I said, now I know you're passing that, right?
See, that was the thing. My dad knew I smoked weed, and my dad smoked with me, but he said he never wanted to see me do it. So my stepmom got creative, and she made him roll a joint one day, and then she took it from him, and then she come over and stood directly between me and him where he couldn't see me, and she handed it to me. I took a hit, and she took it back, and then she took it back across the room and gave it back to my dad. And she did this every time we smoked a joint, and I was like, she was like, he's not breaking his own rule that way. He can't see you.
Yeah. Well, I was I mean, everybody in town, my parents, my family, all my family smoked. My kids see it everywhere. But I had a lot of issues with a couple of exes and different things and child services and stuff with all of my kids. So I never smoked anywhere around my kids. Never. I'd go outside, leave, go take a ride, walk to the store, do whatever, smoke along the way, and keep it all hidden from my kids until they turned age. Once they reached age, I'd set them down and say, "Now we're going to have a talk." And I'd pull out the pipe and the bag. And
Who's playing
tell
the
them,
music?
He is.
Put it just a little lower so I can hear what he's saying.
That's his music.
oh, sorry.
Oh,
But
I'm very sorry, Miss Sky Blue. We'll do Red Eye 430.
once they became of age, I sat down with each one of them and I had that talk. You know, Dad is cool. Here's some weed. You want to smoke? It's your choice after today if you want to continue to smoke or if you don't want to get into it. That's all up to you. But I'm here to tell you about it. I'm here to tell you that I get into it. And I'm here to tell you that if you touch anything else, I'm going to hurt you.
Hi, Miss Jaren. How are you?
Yeah, I told my kids they wanted to smoke. They were welcome to sit with me and smoke and have their first experience be in the house. and that I would recommend that they only smoke in the house because then they knew what kind of pot they were getting and not out on the street what you could get, you know.
That's
Well, that was
exactly
part-
what I told my son.
They never
Yes.
chose because they watched their mom be high most of their life, I guess. I don't know.
My
But
son's
that's
a lightweight, and I think it's hilarious. So
Watch where you go. Be careful. Don't buy from anybody. Just and then, the
Yes.
whole talk, just the sex talk. You got to give them the damn directions and hope like hell they listen. Draw 'em a map.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Good night,
Miss
Sky
Sky,
Blue.
Miss Sky Blue, you just remember, beautiful, that tomorrow will be a better and brighter day.
You have an amazing night and a better
Just
tomorrow, Sky Blue.
What's up, Miss Kelsey? Red Eye 370. House 370.5. Miss Kate.
Girl.
What up, Kills?
How's your kitty, Jeremy?
The jabber chick. My kitty? She's out in the hallway right now. But she's doing good.
Mine's over there asleep in the chair. She stole the recliner.
Well, see, if I let her in here, that's all you're gonna hear. You think his music's
Either, Jared.
overtaking some things? My cat just goes sit there and be like meow, 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 meow.
She likes to
meow.
talk.
Oh shit! We'll sit here and have whole blood conversations.
Oh, it's all right. I
I'm like,
like
what?
lollipops.
I'm like, what that nippy fish do to you? What did he do today?
Well, happy birthday, kiddo. Kelsey says she's hanging with her kiddo for his birthday. Happy birthday, kiddo.
Oh, little mini Kels.
I'm not sure. She just said kiddo, so I'm.
Yeah. Well, her son looks just like her. Like
He does.
you could probably go back to some baby pictures of Kels and see that exact picture.
An epic Dabber Magic show tonight. I have to go back and rewatch it, Miss Kelsey.
Yep. I watched some of it.
I was between being disappointed with my supper and distracted watching Bad Cat on YouTube. I just kind of wasted most of my evening.
Everybody wanted to see Gizmo, so I've been up on a bunch of lives today smoking Gizmo.
All right, Gizmo's adorable.
Yeah, they are. I've always had a thing though, just because you never know when somebody out there is recording, somebody out there is watching. If somebody gets upset with you, they don't like you, they get a problem with you. Next thing you know, you got somebody calling the police on you, saying you got your kids, and just
Exactly.
Well, Miss Sharon, it's amazing. It's amazing what it'll do for you, especially if you do the research and smoke the right flowers.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of them that will naturally help you with what naturally comes in there that aren't modified anyway at all. You could grow a random strain in your backyard, and if it's got the right terpenes in it, it'll help you.
Yep. Oh, well, see, hey, that's the thing about the Dabber chick. She actually has a show where she tells you about all the terpenes.
Yes, I know. I see. I heard them talking about it sometime. I don't remember when, but I heard them talking about it over on Cove TV.
Yeah, it's I think it's Wednesday afternoon.
Yeah,
The Dabber chick show.
I have been off of Facebook so much recently. I sporadically, randomly check in on Facebook, and I just, yeah.
I think Rasta does something about
Get better, y'all. I promise. The internet.
Oh yeah, Rasta. Yeah, Rasta does all kinds of stuff.
And I know,
I know.
Master
And then,
there's a lot of people into different discussions, but they really don't, like they'll talk about it and then they'll kind of leave it behind. So it's out there all over the place, but you really have to go look for it and watch old stuff. And then a lot of them are kind of rehashing some of the old things that other people have talked about. But
Well, see,
as they
that's one
research,
thing Kelsey does is she'll go onto the internet, and she'll find, different people, not just one person's interpretation of the terpene profiles and shit.
yeah.
Chelsea puts
You
the
know, so
research
you get
in
more.
first.
Yeah, you get more than one person's point of view on that terpene and on how it acts with your body.
Right.
You know, it's basically the same thing, but you know, there's other information that other
Oh,
people don't
there's.
have.
You want to know what? You can Google one terpene and get lost in a rabbit hole for hours.
Oh,
Oh,
absolutely.
I know.
Yes,
Believe me, I've done it.
I've done
But
it
you got
too.
all your cannabinoids, you got your terpenes, your flavonoids play a part in it.
And then it gets
But
and then it all gets confusing because they start using the same big words, and then you're like, okay, stop.
then you have to figure out exactly what does the terpenes do. How do they affect you? Where does your body absorb and consume terpenes? Is that something that you have to get through your
Yep. Well,
saliva?
see, that's all. That's she covers all that stuff on
It's
which parts it affects and all that. Like
there's
Because
a
that's
your
the
whole
cool
body,
part about that.
your whole body is going to, come into contact with it, but only certain parts of your body are going to connect with that particular um,
Yep.
flavonoid or that terpene or that cannabinoid
mm-hmm.
and make use of it.
Yep.
That's where I get confused. I understand there's a lot behind it, but it can be confusing.
I
Guess
feel
who
it's
I got to hang
confusing
out
too.
with? Hey, Lynn, guess who I got to hang out with?
Who?
Lil Peck.
Oh, did you go see him wrestle?
Yep.
He won,
Ted
didn't he?
went to see him wrestle too.
Dude, that stuff is freaking hilarious, bro.
I know. I'm sure it is.
Hilarious. Well, see, it was supposed to be an outdoor event, but you know, not the nice state of Ohio. Just because it's 75 now doesn't mean it's not going to be snowing later.
Yeah.
And about 25 minutes before the show was supposed to start, it started snowing. So they stuffed it inside this little tiny building. Like we had midgets hanging from rafters.
I'd be
Sometimes that's what
interested in some of
happens.
that. Some of the
Oh, dude,
elderberry
it
and
was.
Malane.
Elderberry.
Ooh.
See, I've heard elderberries are really good.
Oh, elderberries are real good uh, for immune system and shit. I got to train.
Plus, the Malane is
Fucking
supposed
great.
to be really great at opening up and clearing your lungs and inflammation and mucus in your lungs. So
That's what I said.
Malane is supposed to be.
See, there's a whole world to it that it's just, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, that,
Confusing
somebody
world.
that makes elderberry syrups and stuff is Dan the Mushroom Man.
Oh, he
yeah,
makes good elderberry syrup. I actually still have a little bit because I've been savoring it. I don't use it very often.
I've had a couple of his honeys. I won the first one. I won was a THC infused honey,
Excuse me.
and I didn't mix it up when I got it. I don't know how long he'd had them before, and I really can't see that the THC should be able to move. That you should have to mix it to make it all blended again.
Yeah,
But
the oils will separate at some point, depending on how long it sits.
the first spoon I took of that, I took a nice big old
Yeah, just like my
teaspoon.
dabs here, you can see different colors. That's where the
Yeah,
terpenes and stuff have separated.
about 10 minutes later, I was like Chinese Mexican dude. My eyes were crossed, and I was like, "Whoa!" My boy come out, and he's like, "Yo, Dad, that honey smacked you." Yo, it sure is fucking good.
I can imagine. Dan the Mushroom Man has some good product, and his natural mushrooms, or the lion's mane, and that will do wonders for you too if you take them regularly like you're supposed to.
I did get a second jar of honey of his, but it was I want to say it was turkey mane. I think it was that I won.
It's turkey
Lion's
tail.
mane, turkey tail, or lion's mane.
Turkey tail, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I can go back and see it. It was he did a benefit show back for Thanksgiving to, put meals together for homeless in his community and people who were disadvantaged. And I think he got
Yeah.
like 20 meals or 30 meals for families.
Miss
Nice.
Cheryl,
Well, that's
think about it, and if you'd like to learn about it, let me know what you'd like to learn, and we'll make our next article about that. Because I'm at a loss for what to do because, you know, I don't know where to go from the
Why?
article there on to take the lion's
I
mane
don't
the
got.
wrong. Yeah, I know how that goes, Miss Jaren. I started doing a trivia kind of thing, but mine is not a weekly thing. It is a monthly thing. You have to pay attention and answer the question every week because it changes. And when I change it, nobody gets access to the first question anymore. So if you didn't do it in the first week, you're shit out of luck because you have to answer all 4 questions to qualify. Because
Nice.
that means you're paying attention to the group.
Right. Jaron, as far as Social Security and lion's mane mushrooms and stuff, those are non-psychoactive. They're gourmet mushrooms. They're edible mushrooms.
She means
They will affect.
she's probably having a financial problem with starting a lion's mane ritual.
Yeah.
And
I think they're only $12 for a bottle that is either a month or 2 months worth.
yeah.
I bought one at one point. I just was taking too many other meds, and I stopped like those kind of things and stuck to medications that I needed.
Yeah, you got to be careful because there is one of them mushrooms that will interfere if you take a blood thinner. I'm not sure which one, but Dan the Mushroom Man can tell you because he's the one that told me.
I
Well,
don't
he's the
take.
one that grows them.
Well, one of these things I'm a pothead and I can't remember right now, y'all.
Yeah.
But I do know there's one of them that will interfere if you're on a blood thinner because you can't take that one. I want to say it's
I've
the
argued.
lion's mane, but I could be wrong. So don't quote me on that. Because my brother-in-law couldn't take it because of his blood thinners.
I understand. I mean, everything is going to counter and interact with everything
Yeah,
else. It's all.
my sister took it, and she's on blood thinners. I don't know that it came up, and we read about it because her partner was very like, don't give her pills, you don't know what's in. And I'm like, this is from a man who grew the mushrooms. You know, I had to explain. I bought the first bottle for her, hoping it would help her.
If you watch Dan's lives, he'll show you where he starts them, grows them, harvests them, and even puts them in the capsules. There's nothing but the mushrooms there. There's
absolutely, but you know,
so
we know that, but someone who's not familiar and they don't understand the communication and the trust that we have in some people based on exchanges that we have with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I do know. I also know how hard it is to argue with people that are just stuck in the mentality that, yes, they understand that it helps, but it only helps with things like cancer. It doesn't help with anything else.
Hey, Lynn, you know what? I still hate the United States Postal Service.
I do too.
They stole my shit.
Hey,
a package from
they
New
got
York.
they got me for 2 bracelets now.
You want to know what? You and then Miss Charlene and Miss Sean, which all of you guys' prizes went out a month and a half ago. I have to check to see the exact date because I started writing down when I mailed them out because that's how I keep track. And like half of my mail's disappearing. So I think I'm going to have to start actually taking it down the road to the post office, to the mailbox down the road and see if it actually goes where it's supposed to. Because I drop it in the mailbox outside of Hy-Vee and it doesn't go where it's supposed to. I give it to the mailman and it doesn't. Well, the last 2 weeks I've given it to the mailman. So let's see if the last 2 weeks prizes show up to anybody. Or if they or if half of them disappear too. Because I've directed them to the mailman. Here, can you take
I finally got mine from Ted. He sent me 2 edibles.
Yeah, he said the first one kind of got stuck somewhere.
Yeah, well, he didn't even acknowledge until after the fact. I was like, hey man, where's my edible? But he sent me 2. We were on a private video call on Planet Earth. And fucking, I was like, "Hey Ted, look," and I showed him the edible, and I ate the whole thing. He was
Yeah,
like,
it
"Hey,
didn't.
bro, you better go sit down somewhere."
Did you get real high?
Oh man, that motherfucker laid me back.
Did
I
you?
was stoned all
See,
day.
I ate half the first, and I waited 2 hours, and then I think I ate the other half. Some people's edibles work good, and some people's don't. And me, I'm one of those people.
Well, see, the first time I ate one of his edibles, I ate half of it, and then I waited a little bit and ate the other half. But when I ate the whole thing
Get
all
you.
at once, it hit me a whole different way.
Okay.
You need
Yeah,
to
I've
get
got a high
professors.
tolerance, so I just figured it wasn't really as high milligrams as I thought it was.
No,
Have a
they're
professor's.
pretty potent.
I haven't had the
Oh,
professor.
I got Professor cookies over here in the drawer. I got Professor gummies too.
The
Then
professor
I got
will be on the
Thrax
train
gummies.
Wednesday night.
The gummies I don't too. Professor doesn't make the gummies that I know
Well,
of.
some of the gummies. Well, there's some gummies that are made by.
Thrax.
Well, no, not Thrax, but they're made by somebody that stays there with him. It's not Tosh, but
Oh,
somebody else.
it's just him and his wife there. His parents in the
Well,
next door. But he has other. He has friends and stuff in the area, and he has other people who do, have their own
yeah, well,
side businesses and things. He knows other people, but for the most part, he sticks with the cookies. The edibles he'll get from like Kelly Downs, or there's a few other people that do edibles and things that he
yeah.
knows and trusts.
I forget the
Oh,
guy's
believe
name,
me,
but he makes the nerd robes, but he makes them with
Paul.
Brooklyn Boys concentrate. That's what
That's
Paul
goes
Kurt.
Paul Kurtz.
in Paul Kurtz. Yes,
I don't know.
I
Is he
still
still
have a
doing that?
few. I
I
don't
don't
know,
know. I
but
won some of his gummies and he never sent them. And then when I messaged him, he just blocked me.
I have a couple of them down there, over there in my gummy stash.
yeah,
See,
I do too.
I'm not big on edibles, y'all. In all honesty, I made peanut butter cookies with infused caramel, and I like those pretty good. They help me sleep pretty good. But other than that, but I use 6 grams of rosin in one batch of cookies, y'all. That makes like 2 dozen cookies. I have no idea what that milligrams adds up to in one cookie, but
You got to know the percentage of THC and stuff so you can calculate
that's
it.
what I
But
said.
This is
Well, Shane,
this is from Professor. That's
it's rosin
Professor.
from Canada.
That's Thrax. There's a Tedible. There's Professor Cookie. There's more Thrax.
Yeah. I'm not sure what the percentage is, Shane, but did you catch where I said I got it?
no,
The
See,
rosin.
Canada.
Yeah.
that's one of the ones that the professor sent me.
So
It just says
usually,
CDX on the back. Now these are Thrax gummies because I can tell by the star.
Yep, those are the shooting stars.
Then I got some of the night gummies.
Do they tell you how many milligrams they are?
The Thrax. Well, see, I got big bags of Thrax gummies. They're 200 milligrams per bag.
Okay, but they're like 10 a piece or 20 a piece.
Well, there's 5 gummies at so 20 or 5 gummies at 200 milligrams.
Oh, 40,
So
40
they're like
milligrams.
40.
That's a good one.
I
See,
haven't had
now,
a yet either, but
I had the same
But
experience
Thrax
like you.
does make other ones.
My
and I've
experience
heard
is
his
just like
are
you.
good.
I've
Yeah,
had gummies, I've had edibles, I've had a lot of stuff that doesn't do crap. And
yeah,
I've had some stuff that does a lot. It just depends.
exactly.
Like the honey
Yeah,
I had, the honey affected me. The
yeah.
professor's cookies affected me. Paul Kurtz's rope didn't affect me.
Paul Kurtz's rope.
Tedible,
Oh, Edible
My
didn't
big,
do it, but Paul Kurtz's ropes. Ooh,
my whole
now
thing.
I
it was
started off by doing a quarter,
If
and
we
I
could take
and I got a decent buzz off it.
right. but I didn't get anything from an entire rope.
No. Wow.
You're not the only one I've heard say that either. Believe it or not. I've heard about a 50-50 split on that opinion. So I'm wondering if it really
He
depends on the
he
quality.
may have changed the way he's making them, but back when he first started and stuff, and mine are mine are probably, I bought them before Hippie Fest, so like last June. They're from
Right. I
last
didn't have.
June, and they're good and strong.
Yeah, that's
I'm
what
not
I said. It
sure.
just depends on you can, but you can press 3 different plants and you'll get 3 different percentages of rosin, and it won't be exactly the same. So
Yeah, but he
can
uses the rosin from Brooklyn Boys, which is pretty consistent in quality.
I smoke a lot of Brooklyn Boys. I've had pucks that of the same kind, supposed to be the
Yeah.
same breed. It all depends on how it's grown and how it's
Yeah.
fed,
It
And
depends
how
on
old?
because it changes.
And I'm
I
sure
am
you
friends. I
guys
am
probably
friends
know
with
about a lot
Candyman
more about it
Garland.
than me. I'm not a grower at all. You know, I mean, I grew some back in my 20s, 30s, you know, in between my tomato plants, but nothing like
Yeah,
you guys do today, you know.
yeah.
yeah, that's
But
what
the
we're
guy,
trying to do.
I know the guy that makes Brooklyn Boys dabs. I know him.
Oh, we know.
We're friends and stuff.
Which one of them? Isn't there 2 of them?
Candyman,
Well, see,
Candyman Garland's the one that makes Brooklyn Boys dabs.
and
Yeah.
Ronnie.
Ronnie owns it.
Ronnie's the owner.
But he still does. He makes all of it because he's got a whole lab set up in his basement or some shit. I've seen it.
Well, he does the cart pressings. He
That's what
does a lot of the cart work.
that's what it is. I knew he was doing something.
They
Candyman
do.
makes the product, and then that product goes to him, and he makes the carts.
Right. And the pre rolls in the carts and stuff like that, they do in house themselves as
Right.
much as possible.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, they got an outside manufacturer for the outside of the product, and then they make the product that goes on the inside.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why I said it all just
But-
depends. You can get the same thing from the same people, and each batch is not going to be exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nobody
Right.
holds them responsible for that because it happens to everybody. That it's unavoidable. Go to the
Well, you can grow two plants from the same clone and still have different percentage in THC. It all depends on how it processes it.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
Because I
There's always
used to cut down a lot of plants, and some plants tasted better than others.
I look forward to being
there's
able to do
genetic
that these days.
mutations with clone plants. That's just what happens. I mean, it mutates the genes and stuff, and alters the
Yep.
DNA. And
It's nature.
So-
It happens to everything.
but yeah,
Well, it's just like cloning anything else, you know, that you've seen in movies. Eventually, it's going to end up retarded,
right.
and
Something-
that's where they came up with the genetics for freak show genetics.
Oh,
That's why I just like the old reliable resources, uncles, the farm. Stick to all that. I'm not worried about running out to get all of the dabs and the batter and the butter and the wax and the shatter and
no.
all the glimmer and glitz. I don't need it all. I don't care.
Yeah.
I
I
enjoy
live,
some.
I live alone, so it's just me. So it's to my liking. And I like to have, I have a little bit of everything over here. Not that I use it even. I have some hash. I have probably 3 different kinds of moon rock. What's left of each one of them, you know, and I, of course,
I
have
never
key.
tried.
I have rosins and all kinds of things to make all this stuff, but I set my couch on fire with a torch, so I don't dab very much other than out of my.
Yeah,
I
don't
like
do
the
that.
road. I like
I
this.
mean, you ain't supposed to burn shit down.
Right, sorry, I don't mean to
It's
laugh
just
at you.
weird. I was done with the torch. I was getting up, and I kind of dropped it maybe from 6 inches, and it hit just the right spot to throw a spark. I was going to the kitchen to cook, so I'm in the kitchen cooking, and I'm like, "What the hell am I burning? Something's burning." I come in here and I lift the cushion. Here's flames. It let me put the flame out by air, But I went and got a wet towel and put it between the two cushions to make sure there was no more flame in there and it was going to go out. But yeah,
Right.
my torch is no longer. And like I said, it was a fluke thing. It just hit the button. Must have hit the button just the right way. I mean, it has safety, whatever. I don't know how it did it, but
I got one of them too. Mine's in the cupboard over there. Miss Shirley,
Oh,
can
yeah.
Caramel sounds really
I
good,
got
Jerry.
me an old school torch.
Oh no, I can't use torches because, like Miss Shirley, I drop shit all the time.
yeah. That put a good scare in me. I poo-pooed it for about another couple of weeks. I tried it and I just said, you know what? I'm locking it. I'm putting the safety on and everything before I put it down on the. I'm like, this is stressful. It's not fun no more. I don't want to use this.
Yeah, Miss
So like
Shirley.
you, I mean, I have an egg. I have a seahorse.
I love my seahorse.
My seahorse clogged right away, and it has an error thing. I'll have to talk to you sometime when we're just
Yeah,
about it because I've been wanting to ask you about it.
there might be an easy solution to it. It's just not because believe it or not, I had mine for 9 months and I absolutely hated it, and I very rarely used it. And someone stopped me one day and said, well, if you hate it, how are you using it? And I told them, and they looked at me honestly, and they said, well, you're using it the wrong way. That's probably why you don't like it. And I was like, are you serious?
They are very
Yeah,
sensitive.
Like, oh well.
You can't dip that thing right down into the dabs. You
No.
literally gotta dab that on dabs.
I was about to say it's called dabbing for a reason, y'all.
Yeah, you just got to right above it, and that's it. That thing, they clog so easy, and the coils burn out. And,
See, I
Yeah.
can't say that because Shane, I've known you as long as I've had my seahorse. I have burned up exactly 2 coils.
but you're lucky. I went
I am
through
on
like
my
6
third
coils
one
in the
like
first 2
2
months.
years.
Of course, a lot of the problem when we going through so many coils in the beginning was learning that don't stick the damn thing down in the dabs. You know,
Yeah. The biggest
everybody
tip
tells you be
I got for
careful, but they
people.
don't tell you how careful.
I've had this Luca for this egg for a couple months, and I learned that you can't do a blinker on it because it'll burn the coil up.
Yeah.
And you can't overload it because if you overload it one too many times, it will stop working because you'll get reclaimed down there where the buttons are at and it won't work anymore.
I know I had 2 of the swordfish, or 2 of the seahorses. Both of them. The mouthpiece broke as I was cleaning them, but they both stopped taking charge. They wouldn't charge anymore.
See, I haven't had that problem either because believe it or not, this is exactly the same seahorse too. And y'all, I don't take good care of my stuff. Look how dirty that is. And you guys know how dirty these are to get. Look how dirty that is.
No, that ain't
Yeah,
dirty.
they
I've
fill up.
seen worse.
Oh, for a seahorse it is because seahorses don't produce reclaim at all. Ever.
Mine
Well,
did.
neither the Luca egg barely makes reclaim. Mine barely makes reclaim.
My seahorse does well, my egg makes a little bit more than my seahorse, but not by much.
You know, I get a bunch of material inside of it, stuck to the plastic and shit. But then I just take fucking 190 Everclear and I throw it in there, give it a shake around, and pour it back in the bottle.
I got a bottle of 90 or a ice cream container of 2/3 91% alcohol, 1/3 water, and I soak everything that needs to be cleaned for 24 hours or longer. Add some table salt into it, shake the crap out of it, rinse it out with hot water, and it'll be like it's never been used.
Well, see, I was told not to use isopropyl alcohol on the plastic.
No.
No, I don't know about that. I don't know. I don't.
Yeah, you can't use it on the egg, otherwise it'll get all clouded. You won't see through it.
Yeah, it starts breaking down the plastic.
See, I've never had. I always catch my egg before it gets too bad. When as soon as it got started getting hard where I couldn't hit it, I'd clean it because I didn't know what I'd do if it got dirty.
Yeah, whatever the chemical, the isopropyl is, because you can use food grade alcohol 190 proof, and it don't hurt it because that's what I use to clean mine. It's the isopropyl trait in the alcohol that breaks down the plastic.
See, I've never had to clean
order, right?
It's always come
Huh?
clean with hot water and Dawn dish soap, so I haven't ever needed to soak it.
Yeah, exactly. That's a first.
If they come
The
clean
food
that way,
grade, though, you got to order online.
No, you just go to the state store.
Oh, well, I'm in New York. I don't know what that is.
no.
Comes in a nice,
Oh,
nice little bottle. Everclear.
I've got sugar and yeast. I'll just make my own.
But you're gonna have to distill it to get it that high.
That's okay.
It's all right.
Well,
When you distill it, you put all your weed trimmings in the hopper so it runs through that first.
No. I'm not gonna waste them.
That's not wasting them. I'm talking about
Well,
after.
yeah,
yeah.
because you're just using that for a cleaning substance. You're not drinking it. He's making a cleaning solution.
If you're running it through a still, you're making moonshine. I don't give a shit what you
Well,
call it.
that's besides the point. I'm not just gonna make a little dropper full to clean my seahorse. I'm gonna make enough to drink it too.
Because moonshine will clean just about anything. Try it seriously.
Yep.
Moonshine will
Oh
clean
no,
just
I've
about
done it.
anything. You're distilling it. I don't care what you call it. You're making moonshine. Sorry. Might be
Woo.
making brandy. Let me rephrase that. You might be making brandy.
Yeah, I was about to say
Yeah.
I used to
It's not
distill
technically moonshine, but
elderberry wine into
it's
brandy.
really close to
Yeah,
that.
wine too. Your dandelion wine and berry and stuff.
Where did you say you bought that, Everclear?
At my local state store.
The
Liquor
liquor
store.
store.
Okay.
Yeah, liquor store.
But you have to check around because some states, it's illegal. Like for a long time in New York,
Oh
it was
yeah,
illegal to
California.
have
Yeah,
Everclear or
California.
anything above it.
California, you can't buy it.
I
The
don't
guy
think
that made my rig, he was like, make sure you use nothing less than 90% alcohol unless you can get Everclear. I said, oh, I bought a list. He said, you got that? I was like, yeah. Like, I just go to the store and buy it. He was like, oh, you can't buy that. You can't buy MAP gas. You can't buy propane there.
Right.
You literally got to go to
Some
Nevada
people,
and shit to fucking buy it.
like one of my friends, they go up to Lowe's and get naphtha.
Jaron, that sounds
Yep.
yummy.
Naphtha gas, yeah.
Miss Jaron, have you thought about making something that he likes to eat into like egg roll form and sticking it in like a flour tortilla or a corn tortilla and then wrapping it up and sticking it in an air fryer so it's not actually deep fried, but it'll turn like chicken fajitas into a chicken fajita egg roll that he can dip in some salsa, and it might make eating more fun for him, or at least change up the same boring
Right.
old meat.
Change the consistency different ways.
She says she's been trying to get her dad to get an appetite, so maybe if he has fun eating it, because he can just take the whole thing and dip it, and he's not making a mess because it's all wrapped up and maybe he'll eat more. You'd be surprised
It's
what you can find
possible.
on the internet for putting in the air fryer and wrapping in a flour tortilla.
I mean, I get a lot of times where I'll make a dinner or something, and then I just don't bother to eat only because I'm like, I'm not in the mood for that crap anymore.
That's my biggest problem. Nothing sounds good anymore. So I end up making up something in my head and then trying it.
Right. Or then I pull dumb shit like I sit here before bedtime and I'll smoke a bowl or two, get a buzz, and then I'll be out here making goddamn sandwiches and bagels and eating cereals and all kinds,
Just the idea to have
stuff.
shit on a shingle for dinner. Oh.
Then I'll go to bed and go to sleep, and then I wake up with a god awful gut ache because my body, I didn't give it time to process and digest the food that I shoveled in my face for an hour.
Almost a full liquid diet.
But anyway,
I'll have to
speaking of
ponder
bedtime,
that one.
you guys all have an absolutely amazing night.
Oh, hi,
It's good
ladies.
to see you all. Cute little kitty.
That's Red
But
Eye
it's a little bit after
365.
midnight here, so
Yeah, I
I
was
have
about
to
to say,
get
I'm
up.
getting ready to call it a night because I still got to go finish my Bad Chad video and
I'm no way tired, but I have to be up in about 5 hours to get Bryson up and around for school. So
It's just been a long day, so I'm just ready to.
that's
But
one thing
thank you
about
all
being a
for
parent.
all popping
Children
up and
dictate your
visiting with
schedule.
me. Yeah, we'll have another late night smoke sesh one day next month. I just haven't figured out what day. This month I was
Sure.
going to let it pass, and then the reminder popped up on my notifications like, "Hey, your 1 year anniversary is today," and I was like, "Oh shit."
I mean,
Yeah, what are we going to do here? And Wednesday night just seemed to be the best night that there wasn't some late night show going on already. So,
Yeah.
there's always more groups popping up, more shows doing lives, more this, more that. But I mean, it doesn't matter because you got your people that are going to follow. Some will be following this crew, some will follow
but I
that
Good
tried to
night.
crew.
think it would be nice.
Good
Little
night,
cliques.
everybody.
Bye, Miss Shirley.
I'm talking to all the people on the screen.
Uh.
All their messages. They're saying good night to us. Good night. Good night. I
Good
can't
night,
pronounce
everyone.
some of them. Jerry and Cheryl.
An amazing night and a better tomorrow.
Yes, because I will
Peace.
be back Friday afternoon, 4:20. I had to stop and think what day of the week it was. They run together. Sometimes I'm on Tuesday talking
That's
about
right.
all the time on Tuesday.
All right. I'll see you later.
Bye.
Later.
Appreciate y'all joining me.
Oh yeah, anytime.